Leadership culture at Wells Fargo. When we think of Wells Fargo, we think of one of the oldest and largest banks in America. Wells Fargo deals in commercial lending, business and personal banking, and just about everything else that has to do with finance. Recently, Wells Fargo has come under strong criticism due to fraudulent accounts and an aggressive sales culture. I believe this problem was caused because of an unhealthy leadership culture. As a personal banker for Wells Fargo, it is my job to interact with customers on a daily basis. Before the controversy, my job was treated as a sales job. I was responsible for opening new accounts and loans, and my performance was graded on how I met or exceeded my sales goals. As an employee, I can see that transactional leadership was a dominant behavior at Wells Fargo. Transactional leadership focuses on the exchanges between leaders and their followers. At Wells Fargo, any banker that consistently surpassed their sales goals was on the fast track to bonuses and promotions. Our text describes that transactional leaders exchange things of values with their followers to advance each other's agendas. At Wells Fargo, a manager's bonus was based on the branch meeting its goals. The more sales were made, the higher a manager's bonus would be. Managers would often put an enormous amount of pressure on their team to meet and exceed sales goals. Management by exception involves corrective criticism, negative feedback, and negative reinforcement. During the sales era at Wells Fargo, an employee not meeting their sales goals was subject to this type of management. Staying late in an almost detention like meeting was a punishment for not meeting goals. Bankers who did not meet sales goals were often monitored closely, and their sales technique was under close scrutiny. Since the controversy, Wells Fargo has decided to do a complete change in its culture. They have replaced the CEO and decided to take a more transparent approach with the customer. Perhaps the biggest change is the bank doing away with all sales goals. I'm excited to see the new changes at Wells Fargo and hope that we can have a new management culture. It is my hope that we move to a transformational style of leadership. Motivation and morality need to be an area of focus after this recent controversy. As a company, we must have leadership that can initiate, develop, and carry out significant change. I'm excited to see what the future holds.